"20 years ago, the conversation in Pittsburgh was how do we get the engine going again? 10 years ago, the conversation in Pittsburgh was how do we get the engine going? All of a sudden, the engine's humming, and the question is, which way do we want to go?" To me, the greatest danger is that we begin to believe our own PR and think that all of these best-of lists that we've appeared on tell the whole story of what has to come next.
Pittsburgh is uniquely positioned to forge a new model for urban growth because it's got at its base a very innovative economy that's concentrated in a relatively small geography.
It wasn't steel that built Pittsburgh, it was innovation. A new model about how cities grow. Not just how many economic development dollars have been invested, but how many people's lives it has changed for the better. But the fact is, we're not doing it for everybody.
We want to bring more people along for the ride, good jobs, better jobs, well-paying jobs, but sustainable growth, sustainable development. We want to grow our economy essentially while lowering carbon emissions.
We've got the authentic places, we've got the great arts resources, we've got the universities, we've got these spaces where development pressures are beginning to happen.
All of those things create a unique atmosphere that you can only find in one place. What we need to do is find ways to enhance it. There are certain moments in any city's history where you're at a crossroads, and I think Pittsburgh's there. We're sitting at an opportunity to build something new.
We're about to undergo, for example, the largest wave of major development in 20, 30, maybe even more years. Hundreds upon hundreds of prime acreage coming online, and we have to ask ourselves a question. Do we want to use this as a moment to define Pittsburgh as a city of the future by setting high standards around design excellence, design quality, sustainability?
The new geography of innovation in the 21st century is urban. Cities and metropolitan areas are the engines of our economy. They're the centers of trade and investment. If we're going to solve the challenges of this century, cities are going to be the places where we do it.
P4 concept ultimately really is about how we create a great Pittsburgh. If you look at planet, people, place, and performance, how do you use those attributes to create something unique in Pittsburgh that is special and amazing? If you had to pick the top cities in the world that are really defining what cities are going to look like, where would you go?
You go to Copenhagen, you go to Stockholm, you go to the Nordic countries, because they have basically willed themselves to a sustainable future.
The analysis that they use isn't a single bottom line about what the financial impact will be, but how it will affect the planet, how it will affect the people, and how it will create unique places.
You're taking the best from the Nordic countries. You're taking the best from other cities in the United States and Europe and beyond. You're inventing something new, a new kind of placemaking around innovation. And then once you do that, others will look at Pittsburgh and say, that's the new model.
It's a new economy. There's new thoughts coming about what that next city will look like. And we're right at the cusp of what I believe is something great.
Really, the most important question for Pittsburgh is not what we did over the last 10 or 20 years, but what we do right now.